Hello everyone out there, it's Smash Move here! And new D-Files episode, finally. It's been a little bit, but now it's time to get back into the swing of things. This episode is on the Demogorgon. So, the Demogorgon is a very odd killer, considering that he's the only killer, I guess that's not human. It's the only killer that's actually not human. Sure, it may look humanoid, but it's a beast. And of course, this is a licensed killer from the Stranger Things chapter. I love Stranger Things. You should watch it. Shout out to Stranger Things on Netflix. Watch it. It's great. Great show. And this is the monster from the show. So, getting into his lore. A blooming mouth full of needle-like teeth. For a face large, curved, razor-sharp claws, and powerful legs to pounce on victims, make the Demogorgon a frightening monster to face in any dimension. It is a nightmare of unrestrained, feral rage as it hunts down its prey and rips it to pieces, devouring every last morsel of flesh and gore, leaving nothing for scavengers. The creature is untouched by any sense of compassion or restraint, looming over its victim. It shows no doubt or mercy, just the pure instinct of the insatiable bloodlust as it delivers the death blow. A perfect hunter. The Demogorgon is a macabre testament to the horrors lurking in the Upside Down and why it was choice pickings for the entity. So, very compact backstory. If anything, it's more of a description. It's more of a description of what it's like. But essentially, as a backstory, in the show, the Demogorgon was actually a monster that was released from a other parallel dimension of our own, which the people in the show dubbed the Upside Down. Essentially, it's a shadow version of our own reality, except it's covered in dark vines and ash, essentially. And this thing managed to come out of the Upside Down and would hunt in Hawkins, Indiana, until the girl on the show, her name is 11, she has psychic powers, was able to destroy the Demogorgon. And I'm guessing, in this universe, instead of actually destroying the Demogorgon, instead of it being killed, it was taken by the entity. So, yeah. This thing is actually quite scary to go against, considering you hear its screeches all the way across the map. So, yeah. Getting into his perks. This guy is in the same boat as the Oni, where one of his perks is decent and the other two suck. In fact, this is probably the worst 3 perk setup for any killer in the game. His one good perk is called Surge. Your eerie presence charges the air and interferes with technology, putting a survivor into the dying state with a basic attack, not a special attack, causes all generators within a 32-meter radius to instantly explode and regress. This applies an additional regression of 8% and can only be triggered once every 60 seconds. So, this is good for catching survivors who decide that they're going to be dedicated to generators and take hits. So, if you manage to hit them, it's like a weaker version of Pop Goes the Weasel. It allows you to instantly apply a hefty regression of 8% and keep it going. And it can apply to multiple generators. It's a decent perk. It's a solid B. Now its other 2 perks. Oh dear lord. Mindbreaker. Your distressing presence drains and weakens your prey, while repairing generators with less than 50% repair progression. Survivors are afflicted by the exhausted status effect. Any existing exhausted status effect timers are paused while the survivor is repairing a generator. After ending the repair action, the survivor is afflicted by the exhaustion status effect for 1 second. What? For 1 second? That's nothing. That's nothing. In fact, I'm pretty sure people wouldn't even know you would have this. This is an D minus. D minus. Probably one of the worst perks in the entire game. This is just awful. Cruel limits. Your ties to the otherworldly manifest when your prey attempts to get away. Every time a generator is completed, all windows and vault locations within a 24-meter radius from the completed generator are blocked. Sorry about that. Are blocked for all survivors for the next 20 seconds. You see the auras of the vault locations blocked by cruel limits for the duration. This sucks, and for multiple reasons. The radius is too small. The time limit is way too short. 20 seconds is nothing. Is absolutely nothing. I can apply an easy fix to this perk to make it viable. Whenever a generator is completed, all the vault locations within that 24-meter radius are blocked off until the next generator is completed, which is actually way better. That concept is actually way better. But it's this for only 20 seconds. It's a D- perk. Same thing with Mindbreaker. They're both awful. His power, though, is really cool. Of the Abyss, an unknown and otherworldly power surged through your body. Suddenly, the ground ripped open, swallowing the Demogorgon whole. So, yeah. Of the Abyss, press and hold the power button to fully charge and activate Of the Abyss. All survivors within a close proximity to an activated portal will be indicated by Killer Instinct. So, I'm going to address the portals first. You press the active ability button to open a portal on the ground in front of you. It looks like a weird, cancerous thing full of vines. When standing on a placed portal, you look at another portal that you want to teleport to, and you press the active ability button again to travel through the Upside Down at an insanely high speed and appear at that portal. So he can move across the map in a near instant, which is very powerful. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh good lord, why? So, yes, he's able to transport all the way across the map. If a survivor can actually break the portals, but it takes a long time and afflicts the Oblivious status effect. And whenever you're charging Of the Abyss, any survivors working on a portal will be highlighted in a red spider web called Killer Instinct. His bread and butter, though, it's the same. This is the same thing that the Executioner has, Pyramid Head. How Pyramid Head has the trenches, but also has the Punishment of the Damned, which is the wave that he shoots out. This guy also has a special thing called Shred. When you are holding Of the Abyss, you can press the attack button and do a giant lunge forward to injure a person. It reaches so far, however, it is very jukeable. It's good for catching survivors at loops. If they're trying to get through a vault quick, you can charge Of the Abyss really quickly and then shred through it. However, you must mind that while charging Of the Abyss, you should probably... You run actually at 92% speed. So you gotta make sure that you know you're about to hit it. Otherwise, you're gonna be going through a little bit of a rough time. Getting into his loadout. His best perk, or his best add-ons. He has one A-tier add-on. And it is not any of these. It is not a purple, it is not a... It is not a iridescent. It is the rat liver. Slightly increasing the movement speed while charging Of the Abyss. Whenever you are charging Of the Abyss, you slow down from 115% movement speed to 92% movement speed. So that's slower than a survivor. However, while using this add-on, you actually increase your movement speed from 92% to 104%, actually still being a little tiny bit faster than survivors, which helps so much better catching survivors at loops. And this is the only add-on that does something like this. Increasing the movement speed, this is the only one that works for Shred. This is the only one that'll do it. Which is shocking to me. Shocking. Screech. This is the only A tier. And I find that so sad. So unbelievably sad, Screech. But at the same time, it's funny. It's honestly kind of funny. B tier add-ons would definitely be the add-ons that help you move through the Upside Down faster. That would be the Deer Lung and the Rotten Green Tripe. Those simply, I believe, reduce the amount of time it takes, or increases the efficiency of moving through the portals by 0.4 or 40% and 20%. So getting across the map quicker is very important. One of my favorite things to run would be Muse Guts, which increases the portal count you have by 1 and slightly increases the Shred missed attack recovery speed, making you, if you miss your Shred, you actually recover from it faster. It's a good thing. The other B tier is also going to be the Rat Tail, which is the only one, this is the same thing with the Rat Lever, the only add-on that decreases the amount of time it takes to open a portal from 1 second to 0.5 seconds. So yeah, this is really good if you need to quickly place a portal and go through it to get across the map, like really quickly. Like if you see someone like with barbecue and chili and you need to move across the map, bam, there you go. C tier add-ons would probably be the Blackheart, which is just a worse version of the Muse Guts without adding a portal to it. And the Rotten Pumpkin, which is, like, literally you just combine these two, the Rotten Pumpkin and the Blackheart, and you get Muse Guts. That's just the combo. And the Iridescent add-ons, I would say, are C tier. The Lepros Lichen reveals all auras of injured survivors while traversing through the Upside Down. This is decent, being able to, because whenever you travel through the Upside Down from one side of the map to the other, you can see the entire map. Meaning that if anyone's injured, they're revealed to you, which is pretty good. And the Red Moss tremendously increases the duration of the undetectable status effect applied to the Demogorgon when emerging from a portal. Normally, this is hardly noticeable, the undetectable status effect you gain from going through a portal. It only lasts for about 3 seconds. This increases it to about 10 seconds, which is really funny, but it's hard to use. But it also decreases the power recovery speed of the Upside Down, meaning that you aren't able to travel as much, by a lot, actually. So, you gotta be careful when using this. D tiers. Oh good lord, he has so, like, honestly most of his add-ons suck. But getting into his D tier add-ons, we have the Unknown Egg, which considerably increases the power recovery speed of traversing the Upside Down, allowing you to travel through it more. However, you don't really do it much to begin with. The Upside Down Resin moderately increases the time taken for survivors to seal a portal. Survivors won't normally bother with sealing a portal because it's a waste of time, really. Because you can just instantly place one as soon as they break it, and it takes a lot longer to break the portal than putting it down. The Vermilion Web Cap moderately increases the duration of the... This is just a worse version of the Red Moss. But you... Yeah, but it's only moderately. It increases it from 3 seconds to 6.5 seconds, I believe? Which is okay, I guess. The 11 Soda, which is just a worse version of the Unknown Egg. The Thorny Vines It's just a worse version of... Well, actually, no. And it slightly increases the time taken by survivors to seal a portal, which is worse than the upside down resin. However, you're actually able to detect people outside the portal's radius, because it increases the radius at which survivors can be detected by of the abyss, which is pretty decent. The violet wax cap, which slightly increases the duration, I believe from 3 to 4.5 seconds, I think? Or 5 seconds. I can't remember. It's hard to remember all the stats. It's just a worse version of the Vermilion web cap. The Barb's glasses, which increases the recovery speed. It's just a worse version. A lot of these are just step-down variants. It's a worse version of the 11 soda and unknown egg. The sticky lining is just a way worse version of the thorny vines. And the viscous webbing, which is just a way worse version of the thorny vines in the upside down resin. F-tier add-ons? Getting into F-tier add-ons. Actually, he's one of the few survivors that one of the few killers to actually have 2. Which would be the lifeguard whistle. Survivors under the effect of the portal suffer from the exhausted status effect. Once out of contact, the effect persists for 5 seconds. It's a worse version of the Mindbreaker perk that he has, which is so odd because it's already an awful perk. So they make an awful add-on to go with it. And the brass case lighter. Survivors under the portal suffer from the blindness status effect, meaning they cannot see auras, but it only lasts for 45 seconds. Only. It's not good. It's just not good. So, to make things short, brown add-on, best add-on, okay? Brown add-on, best add-on. Rat liver, rat tail, muse guts are good, and anything that helps you transport through the upside down faster. The deer lung and the rotten green tripe. Best add-ons to go with it. If you want to be funny, use the red moss. If you want a little bit of a better tracking, use the Lebris lichen. For an ideal perk setup, Save the Best for Last is a really good perk for him, considering that he's not really the best in a chase. And the best part about this is normally, if you were to hit the obsession, you know, you would lose tokens. But you can actually shred the obsession, and you don't lose tokens, because it counts as a special attack, instead of a basic attack, which is pretty good. Pop goes the Weasel for generator breaking. I would run this over Surge, honestly. I don't have barbecue and chili, but definitely run barbecue. Oh, I do have barbecue and chili. Definitely run barbecue and chili. Definitely run barbecue and chili. Being able to see survivors across the map once you hook someone, and being able to go through a portal instantly to the other side to catch them is really powerful. And the last perk is up to you. I like running a Nurse's Calling. Being able to see healing survivors from 28 meters away is really powerful. Being able to keep survivors injured, keep them on hooks. Yeah. You could also run Hex Devour Hope, and place a portal next to the totem, which allows you to, if someone's working on it, you can always keep checking of the Abyss to see if someone's working on that totem. What else? You could always run Noed or Sloppy Butcher, just overall good, decent perks. So, yeah, that's the Demogorgon for you. I hope you learned something. I know you guys, my friends out there, have finally started playing this game. So, I hope you catch this video, and hope you learned something about the Demogorgon. I'm gonna stop doing polls, and since you guys have started playing the game, I'm gonna finish up doing all the killers that you start with. Because I've only done the Trapper and the Wraith, I believe, as part of the 7 starting ones. So I'm going to start focusing on those. I'm going to stop doing polls until I finish those. So, yeah. I hope you guys learned something. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And make sure to like and subscribe. I hope you have a thick and fog day to you all. Bye, guys.